apparently we made a little news last night with some of the leaks that came out. And by the way, I trust my source 100%. This is a guy I've spoken to before. You know, I know some people are like, how do you know you weren't being gay-opped? How do you know? I mean, this would be almost a 1-year gay-op. I mean, this guy, it's a solid source. It's a solid vetted source, believe me. But it made some waves. It made some comments. But I will say this, not near as many as it would a few months ago. I think the world has moved on from him and all that stuff. I think the world has passed it by. The world is kind of done with it. They've kind of washed their hands and moved on to the next thing, which I think is actually kind of refreshing. I think that's kind of nice. That's encouraging. I think it shows growth in humanity. I think that not as many people really care about it. I don't think it's good if you're the subject. I don't think it's good to know that people are, because the worst thing people can be towards you is indifferent. Lord knows I've made myself a nice little show here, carved out a nice little audience by myself by being the baby face to many and the heel to many. I just have a personality that draws people in. I'm happy to brag. And I've never cared, like whether it's radio or this. I've never cared if people watch the show out of love or they watch the show out of hate. A hate watcher watches more than a love watcher. A love watcher gives you more money. So there's a balance there. But even, the old school radio audience knows that when I was on radio, I was Satan to a lot of people in a community. So like when our A-logs and like when steel toe derangement syndrome people get mad that I don't take them more seriously, you have to remember, I have a lot more experience and a lot more intimate experience with this stuff than any of the people you watch do. I had to live in the community. I had to go to the grocery stores. I had to go to the public events. I had to go to county fairs and city festivals and be face to face with people who hate my fucking guts and who think I'm the goddamn devil. So you guys, saying some wacky shit on the internet, no offense, kind of bounces off. Because again, I have the advantage of real life. And that's always going to be scarier than the internet. Because, well, why are most of you on the internet? You're hiding from real life. I faced it head on. I mean, these are people that they're out for blood. These are people that in some cases want to hurt you. I see you in public, I'm going to fuck you up. You run your fucking mouth on the radio. Let's see you run your mouth when you're out at so-and-so this Saturday. Or when you're at your comedy show. Why don't you try saying some shit? Like, and even that stuff didn't bother me. It's just there's a unique mindset you have to do this. And the unique mindset that I have is, A, if someone were to punch me in the face or whatever, I can more than handle myself. And number two, I don't worry about that kind of shit until it actually happens. What's the point of worrying about it if it ain't happened yet? So that's why, in a way, I feel bad for the Patrick Meltons. I feel bad for his fans and all that because they get so frustrated when it comes to me. And from the outside in, I almost look at it and go, why does this seem worth it to you? Like, this seems to really upset you. And I seem to laugh it off and have fun with it because I have ample experience with way worse than you. You're kind of just like a parasite along for the ride. And I appreciate it. So I don't really know what they get out of it other than maybe it's people without dads. I know Patrick didn't have a good relationship with his parents. He was a bullied kid his whole life. So maybe this is like a dad thing. I don't know. Amateur psychologist here. And a lot of people who follow him, they don't seem like the brightest bulbs. And they also seem relatively damaged. So maybe there is like a abusive father thing. And they get to yell at me and play make-believe. And again, happy to do it. But I don't really know what you're getting out of it. That's all. Welcome to the program. I like to, again, just a quick 4-minute poke before we get started for today. Stephen Bravo with $2 says, here is a dono. I don't know. I'll wait. What did I say about Stephen? Now I'm confused. I'm confused a bit. $1 from Hendy. He says, I was at Rekieta's hearing yesterday. Nothing was on the record. Lawyers chatted in judges' chambers. Likely a plea agreement, but delayed until January hearing. Well, they're having a plea hearing January 25th. People are like, Aaron, what does that mean? I'm like, I'm not really sure. I'm not that far along in the process. Nick's further in that video game than I am. Nick the Milkman becoming a member for 31 months. Says, now that you figure out why wrenches keep disappearing, can I get mine back? Thanks, cutie pie. For $100, you can have it back. I'm just kidding. Here you go. Nick the Milkman. There's your wrench back. Yeah, as soon as an obsessive ex-boyfriend stopped stalking my channel and removing moderators, we were able to get that all figured out. And I saved myself $250 from not having to pay Mersh for his big, generous offer. I can fix your YouTube channel. All you got to do is female cop, toggle, moderator. McBuster says Alex Stein mentioned he was a Toe fan before the Rekieta bump. I know that. Alex, look, man, it's when it comes to Alex Stein, I've said this from the beginning. Alex Stein's always been a real one, dude. People can criticize Alex Stein all they want. Alex Stein and I both seem to have that lover to hater ratio in our fandom. And he, much like me, enjoys that part, I think. But Alex has always been a real one to me. Alex is the kind of guy, like, even though you're not friends, you're just internet acquaintances. When it comes to internet people, Alex is the kind of guy you want in your corner, because Alex is one of those guys where if you just listen to him, if you just hear him out, he'll be a good dude. Like, this idea that Alex he ball washes for Aaron. No, he doesn't. Alex has criticized me plenty. And he's been right. And Alex has told jokes about me plenty, and they've been funny. It's not necessarily what people say about you that can make or break, like, whatever you want to call it, like how you see each other or get along. It's how you take the drubbing. It's how you take being goofed on. Again, if your message is none of this is real, then when they're talking shit about you, they just want to make their audience laugh. They're not thinking about your feelings, nor should they. That's how this is supposed to go. So, like, Alex will take little steel toe shots every once in a while, and I listen to them and I laugh at them. I think they're funny. Because I know Alex isn't like, I'm going to get this guy. Alex wants to make his audience laugh. But yeah, Alex said some nice things on his stream the other night. Last night, I listened to them before tonight's show. I didn't judge it as show worthy. I thought it would be kind of more jerking myself off than anything else. Alex did a very funny Rekieta rap. I thought it was good. I also watched a Pat Dixon clip talking about Gino. I didn't think that was really show worthy. I'm sorry, my lost interest. You're still getting your $20, but I just didn't think that was show worthy. But Alex has always been a real one. Alex has always been cool. When everything went down, Alex called me. Like, Alex was doing Tim Pool. And when he was done doing Tim Pool's show, he gave me a call and just said, hey, how's everything going? It sounds like you're really going through it. It's good that you're being honest and not running away from it and admitting your mistakes and all that. Like, he was always very encouraging of that. But I'll never forget that, no matter how many times, like, Alex and I first started talking to each other because I talked shit about a bit he did. Constructively, but I shit on it. And he didn't like me, and he came on the show, and he was a little defensive, and I was apprehensive, and we ended up, burying it and actually getting along. But I'll never forget that Alex Stein didn't have to call me, didn't have to give a shit. I'm nothing but content to him. And I understand that. We've used Alex for content before. We're not like buddies. But he called me. And he talked to me, and he not when I had a great sense of humor about it, like now. Back when it was still very fresh and the wounds were very open, and I was getting a divorce, and I missed who my ex-wife used to be, and I was really in pain. And he called me up, and he talked to me for a little bit, and that I'll never forget that. That was really cool of Alex. So when if people are like, oh, Alex was goofing on you on his show. That's fine. That is more than okay. Because Alex has said more than enough nice things that he didn't have to say. And Alex has been very funny in the way he's dealt with this. So, yeah, I did see that, though, that Alex mentioned he was a Toe fan before the Rekieta bump. That was very gracious of him. And, also, Alex liked April, too. Like, Alex genuinely liked April. And I know, and I don't think I'm telling any tales out of school here, Alex felt terrible about the turns that April took and how that all ended up for her. Alex, it wasn't like the rest of the internet. He was like, ha ha, look what happened, blah, blah, blah. Like, he genuinely liked her. And I think he was genuinely rooting for her. So I do think, Alex is, at his core, Alex is a really good guy, a really solid guy.